Hi, my name's Beth. I'm the National Deputy Disabilities Manager for the Pagan Federation, working under the utterly gorgeous and talented Debbie Gregory. Debbie's asked me to do this short video just to introduce myself to everyone properly. First, I'm going to apologise for the stuttering and stammering that I'm very likely to do through this, and I hope you can be patient with me when I do. For reasons that will be clearer, I struggle to do anything that puts me centre stage, which is why this is pre-recorded and not live. My nerves just really wouldn't be able to cope with it. Also, if I seem to be looking over the top of the camera, that's because I'm cheating and reading my notes from behind it, which I'm hoping will help me stay close to the point if I start rambling. Okay, so a bit about me. Other than being Debbie's deputy, I'm a pagan, specifically a witch, and I've been practicing since before my teens. I don't follow any particular path in witchcraft. I'm fairly eclectic with it, which works well for me. I have a bit of a family history with witchcraft. Both my dad and my granddad were practicing witches at some point through their lives, but as far as I know, I'm the first woman in the family to have practiced, which I do find fairly cool. I'm a published writer. I have 2 books out at the moment, and hopefully that will increase. I write anything from horror and dark fantasy to children's stories. I also dabble with a bit of poetry every now and then when I have the time. I have an honours degree in psychology, though I can never seem to recall any of it when I try to. What I've learned seems to erupt in random bursts of information, which can be a little annoying, especially when I'm trying to make a point. I'm a mum to a fantastic, if stubborn, 13-year-old who keeps me on my toes most of the time. I'm also fairly nuts, which is bound to come across with the longer that I talk. I've only been Deputy Disabilities Manager for a month or so, and I'm still finding my feet with it and figuring out what my role is and what it is that I should be doing. But the reason that I accepted the post when Debbie asked me to take it on is that I have a lot of personal experience with disabilities, both physical and mental health related. So I understand the restrictions that disabilities impose on people's everyday lives, and the idea of being able to help others with similar problems appeals to me a lot, even if I can only help in a small way. My own mental health problems include obsessive compulsive disorder, which, to be fair, doesn't affect me all too much at the moment, other than a few minor compulsions, though the more stressed I get, the worse the compulsions become. I also have a few what I call my quirks, which add to my fairly unique personality, and I don't tend to think of them as disabilities. But the one quirk that I do consider a disability is social anxiety disorder, which is why doing something like this video is such a struggle for me, and why I won't be talking for as long as I maybe should be doing. I have days when it's not too bad, and I can be around people, I can talk to people for a fairly decent amount of time without too much of a problem. But then there are too many days when I avoid people at all costs. I won't use the phone or answer the door. I generally lock myself away in the house with the curtains closed. Even hearing my neighbours in their gardens has been known to spin me into a fairly massive anxiety attack. Anything that involves travelling to new places, and sometimes even to places that I've been to many times before, I have to plan in advance, just to help lessen the anxiety caused by being around groups of people. And all of this is after having had cognitive behavioural therapy, which, even if it doesn't sound like it, has helped me a great deal. I used to be a lot worse than I am now. On the physical side of things, I have to live with a condition called joint hypermobility syndrome, which I translate as all pain all the time. I get pain in essentially all of my joints now. The degree of it changes day to day, but I have a constant level of pain at all times, without any kind of let up. I've had symptoms of it since I was very young, but over the last few years it has grown to a shocking degree and has essentially stripped away the majority of things that I enjoy. I used to be able to write for hours at a time. I think my record for writing a novel is 6 months, and now I have to be happy with about 30 minutes writing at a time. About 5 years ago, I would exercise for around 10 hours a week, and now I'm at the point where I struggle to manage a single hour a week. Things like playing the guitar, painting, sketching, even day-to-day things like cooking, cleaning, driving, using the stairs, all of that can be way too much for me and leave me close to tears. And I know that a great number of the people watching this will understand on a very personal level difficulties just like these, even if the specifics are a little bit different. That's one of the reasons why I think that Debbie needs a huge amount of praise for setting up events like these and for doing such a fantastic job as National Disabilities Manager. The help that she gives to so many people, it's vital to them, and I include myself in that. And for example, these events, they let everyone take part in a way that doesn't add any extra stress, and it takes into account the difficulties that can arise in attending group rituals and celebrations. Even during my least anxious time, I would struggle to attend rituals in person, and the last event that Debbie organised allowed me to feel totally included. So hopefully these events will become fairly common, and Debbie, I promise next time I will help out a little bit more. And that really is all I can think of to say. I really am not that interesting, but I hope you all enjoy the rest of the weekend's event.